She was the last pharaoh of Egypt, a woman whose intelligence and charm captivated two of Rome's most powerful men. Cleopatra VII, the last queen of the Ptolemaic dynasty, defied the odds to secure her throne and left a legacy that has fascinated the world for over 2,000 years. But who was she really? And how did she rise to become one of the most powerful figures in history? Cleopatra was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek family that had ruled Egypt since Alexander the Great. Unlike most of her family, Cleopatra embraced Egyptian culture. She even learned the Egyptian language, something unheard of for a Ptolemaic ruler. After the death of her father, Ptolemy XII, Cleopatra became co-ruler of Egypt with her younger brother. But her reign was far from smooth. Forced into exile during a power struggle, Cleopatra needed a powerful ally to reclaim her throne. Enter Julius Caesar, Rome's most influential leader. In a daring move, Cleopatra had herself smuggled into Caesar's quarters, rolled up in a carpet. Her boldness impressed Caesar, and together they forged an alliance that would change the course of history. With Caesar's help, Cleopatra regained her throne, and their relationship quickly became more than just political. Cleopatra bore Caesar a son, Ptolemy XV, also known as Caesarion, solidifying her influence over the Roman Republic. But her story was only beginning. Following Caesar's assassination, Rome was plunged into chaos. Cleopatra watched as power shifted to the Second Triumvirate, including Mark Antony, a fierce general and Caesar's close ally. Cleopatra and Antony met in Tarsus, where she dazzled him with a grand entrance on a golden barge. Antony was captivated, and together they formed a political and romantic alliance that stretched across continents. As they ruled vast territories from Alexandria, Antony and Cleopatra envisioned a new era, one that would challenge the dominance of Rome. Antony and Cleopatra's ambitions were too much for Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus. In 31 BCE, their forces clashed at the Battle of Actium. Despite their formidable navy, Antony and Cleopatra were outmaneuvered, leading to a crushing defeat. They retreated to Alexandria, where they made a final stand. But the tide had turned, and Octavian was determined to bring an end to their rule. Facing inevitable capture, Antony took his own life. Cleopatra followed shortly after, famously allowing an asp to bite her in her final moments. With her death, Egypt fell to Rome, marking the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Cleopatra's suicide was not just the end of an era. It was the beginning of a legend that would endure for centuries. Cleopatra's life has inspired countless stories, from Shakespearean plays to Hollywood films. She was a ruler who wielded power with charm and intelligence, a woman who stood against one of the mightiest empires in history. While her story ended in tragedy, her legacy continues to captivate. Cleopatra wasn't just the last pharaoh of Egypt. She was a symbol of resilience, a queen whose spirit lives on. If you've enjoyed this dive into the life of Cleopatra, make sure to subscribe for more tales of history's most powerful figures. Who do you think was the greatest female ruler in history? Let us know in the comments.